Quick question. Who's stronger? A huge 20-meter tall earth demon with 2 weapons, a massive amount of muscles, who dares to challenge Korn himself, or a shieldless dude with 2 sticks? That's right. Today we will be liberating the Nippon, playing as Empire, to be specific as Volkmar the Grim, and I can recruit only Flagellants. That's our starting position. We start in some no-name village. Our first enemy is the Tomb Kings. I wonder how they even get there, and I can auto-resolve that battle and lose my only Flagellants units, so I had to fight manually. The battle was really easy. Nothing to show here. From the tech tree we are rushing towards all the bonuses to the infantry, especially Imperial Allegiance. Volkmar has unique mechanic from the SFO mod, named Cult of Sigmar, which allows to gain the followers, which then, when equipped, summon a specific unit. In this case, handgunners, halberdiers, greatswords, or Empire Knights. We can equip all 4 of the followers to a specific lord, so Volkmar in this case, and we will start with the halberdiers. We want to create second army as soon as possible. With playing as only Flagellants we have to rely heavily on the quantity. Especially when the Skarbrand attacked us. That doesn't look that good, but we should win by the quantity which I just mentioned. So the plan was to blob out and try to survive until the reinforcements come. It wasn't easy, it was my supportive army which wasn't complete, and the Skarbrand himself was shredding my Flagellants. I mean, just look at this dude. He means business. Luckily for us, we managed to hold long enough that our reinforcements came, and they were truly game-changing. We wouldn't manage to hold on and win this battle without them. Now, our main priority was to destroy the Skarbrand. He was the main challenge, the main threat, and luckily for us, we managed to defeat them. Skarbrand started losing discipline, so the win was just a matter of time. Without their main lord, their army started crumbling. We were sieging one of the key settlements that Skarbrand has, but it seems like he doesn't want to sit down and watch me sieging him. Or maybe they think I'm weak, which you know, I'm using only Flagellants, so I'm not surprised. So we formed this kind of formation. As you can see, there are a few Flagellants. There is no Skarbrand here, but they have the Bloodthirster. So it is like kinda mini Skarbrand. I'm not going to lie, I'm not so sure about this battle. They can deal a lot of damage even though the Skarbrand isn't here, especially those Bloodthirster Regiment of Renown, but they are focusing mostly on the left and center. The right flank is mostly untouched, and actually we are the ones dealing a lot of damage to them. Only those nasty explosions hurt a bit. But it looks like some of their units are actually retreating or are disintegrating. Almost lost 2 of my lords by mistake. It was really close. We took some casualties, but we won. They are not making it easy, are they? Plan was the same as the previous battle, so blob out and hope for the best, but in this case Volkmar was hidden in the woods. That battle went really smooth, no heavy casualties, just the Flagellants and core warriors enjoying the moment. They have attacked yet again, and they got destroyed yet again. Now it is finally our turn, and for some reason the settlement garrison just reset. I don't know why, maybe because they lost it, but still, very weird, so we have to retreat. At least we dropped Talisman of Endurance, as well as got some skill points to spend on. And that is some luck over here. A dark gift, unusual location spawned, and every recruited unit gains plus 10 armor. Maybe 10, it's not the most, but it's better than 0. We have encountered another Korn army, and it didn't end well for them. We can also get some bonuses to the characters and the lords, and I think I will go with the Historian. It will work very well with the Volkmar the Grim. And I cannot equip that, so I lost money. We have finally managed to capture that settlement. The settlement which garrison was backed, or reset, I should say. But we still have to rebuild our armies. The Skaven attacked. I don't have an army, I am at war with Korn, but at least they have one settlement, so they shouldn't have a lot of forces. I just rebuilt that army, and most probably I will lose it again in this battle. The most dangerous are those ugly bastards with 4 legs, but currently we have no way to get to them. I hope they cannot shoot straight at least, or maybe they can, so they can actually hurt their own bodies between me and them. And the Scarbrand himself is charging into my Flagellants. I think I've seen this before. I think he has a higher level than before, also regeneration, but it still isn't helping him enough. And with him gone, his entire army will collapse. It is time to get another halberdiers, but this time I will assign them to the second lord, so the supportive army. We are finally ready to take the Amikaze. Might be tough, but I think we'll manage to win. They are waiting for the reinforcements, so we have some more time. Let's see if we can bait them to shoot at our Volkmar the Grim. Remember they have cannonades, so really dangerous units for us, because we cannot reach them. That's why I want to waste their ammo. I didn't force them to attack me, because they are busy changing their formation for the 22nd time, so I decided to attack them instead of waiting. And for some goddamn reason, they don't want to attack. Look, at least I can finish off that 4-leg demon. And now they are regrouping all the way over here. But for some reason they didn't took those 3 units with them, and now they decided to attack me. This AI is a bit indecisive in this battle. Maybe they're afraid of the Flagellants. Well, that battle doesn't look that good for us and our Flagellants. It looks like even we are losing this one. And the Scarbrand himself has a bit higher level than before. Don't know even how he leveled up considering he was sitting in his last settlement and recruiting army. Finally. Scarbrand discipline is collapsing and the battle is pretty much won. It's only a matter of time. And that is super useful, especially casualty replenishment rate and the passive ability. We can get some help, meaning handgunners, and instead of sieging that capital, we can attack this lonely lord, which didn't run away, and it allows us to crush the remaining army of the Corn and take the settlement for myself. Right after I destroy the Scarbrand, another danger appeared, meaning the Skaven. Luckily for me I can destroy at least this one army. And that is even more useful, probably. Cause thanks to that upgrade, the Flagellants have 53 speed, and the Volkmar, which has a horse, has 70. Meaning the Flagellants are almost the same speed as the Volkmar, which is on a mount. So the Skaven have only 1 settlement, and somehow they managed to fill up like 9 armies. And what's even more interesting, they are all Skaven slaves. All of them. Which we can clearly see here, 4 full stacks of Skaven slaves only. So it's like I'm doing Flagellants only, they do Skaven slaves only. And our plan is simple, we try to break their discipline. Should be pretty easy, they have pretty low discipline by default. Mostly scared about the Skaven slaves that are ranged units, because they will be hard to counter. We have only 1 unit that is ranged. And their magic hurts as well. And just look how many of them are coming to us. But as I said before, their discipline is very low. They're pretty easy to break and to retreat. And we can see that new reinforcements are coming, and those are mostly ranged units. The ones that I fear the most. That's why I did send some troops over there. This way I can attack them right away instead of chasing across the whole map. But I think I sent too little. And now we are kinda screwed. Fortunately, the second army of the Skaven slaves retreated, so we can send all of the remaining army to help the Volkmar. And the battle is won at this point. I have to just destroy the reinforcements that still have to appear. And the funniest part is, I think my losses are still way more impactful and hurtful than theirs. But at least we can finish them off. And now we can reinforce far more than 76 lost Flagellants. Sometimes it seems that this Vermintide doesn't have an end. Another full armies, but at least way smaller. And here we have it, the first quest battle against no other than Hellman Gorst, the big nemesis of Volkmar the Grim, or I think at least. They got some cool and powerful units, but we have some cool and new powerful toys like Mount that Volkmar has. So now we can cast the spells. And I can see that something is bugging over there. By the way, I love the design that whatever that is has. The only thing we can do now is to wait and watch how they crumble. And now we have won the item that is pretty much useless and I don't really need. And now that I realized I played the wrong quest battle, probably the modded quest battle, I wanted to take the Jade Griffon, so the talisman that regenerates the Volkmar the Grim. Instead got some useless enchanted item which the name of it I won't try to spell. Now this is the proper battle for the Jade Griffon. And those are only, or mostly, skeleton warriors, so not big of a challenge. So we can just sit and wait. And now Volkmar is doing serious damage. At last we can siege the one and only settlement the Skaven have. Let's see if they will attack me the next turn. They did. And I can auto-resolve that battle. I will lose almost all of my army. But it's fine. I wanted to replace the Flagellants with even better Flagellants. You will see soon what I mean. We have some money, so we can actually take another follower. I mean the last two actually, the Great Swords and the Empire Knights. And with them equipped, we can also defeat the last remaining Skaven armies. I mean there is nothing to see here, only Skaven slaves getting destroyed, even though I don't have almost any army. So the 4 summoned units are carrying this battle, along with the Volkmar himself. We have even found some cool item from the Skaven, but I don't think I will ever use that. We can construct unique building over here, Sanyo Castle, which gives the dilemma, the legacy of Sanyo Kawasaki. I'm really curious about that, but the dilemma itself isn't really game changing, I expected a bit more. It is finally time to take what should have been ours long time ago. The other half of Nippon, which is controlled by the northern provinces. As you can see, they have a lot of allies, so I cannot attack them directly. But I can join the war against them via the Thousand Moss. And they will even pay me. I can construct another interesting unique building, which grants the legendary sword. I would rather not to speak that name, cause I'm not sure how. I thought this legendary sword would be better, but it's still fine. Well, we managed to unite the Nippon, at least northern part. They didn't put any resistance, and now we can even piece them out for a 9000. You know, I cannot end this episode without uniting the whole Nippon, that's why I declared on the high elves on the south with one goal: take what should be mine. I'm not so sure about this battle. They have dragons, powerful lords, long-ranged units, but we have a lot of Flagellants, and actually the first army, the Volkmar's army, have the modded units, which are kinda the Flagellants, but not so much. They are Army of Sigmar. But in the numbers, we trust in this particular battle. We managed to quickly break their front row, so now we can attack the ranged units and whatever is left on the second row. But they still had some tricks, like the stuff they did on the right flank. But we are winning mostly by the quantity. We have even reached the ranged units, and now they are all retreating. There goes the second battle. I tried to destroy their archery with my summoned cavalry, meanwhile my army was hidden in the woods, so their ranged units made less damage to us. But since there wasn't a lot of infantry in this army, eventually we had to come out for those ranged units that deal a lot of damage. And when we did, the battle was pretty much over. This time you can auto-resolve that battle, even though I lost a lot of my armies, actually all the supportive army. And we can build 3 Ovishai, which gives another cool, unique item. And here we go. We have united Nippon as an empire, playing only as Flagellants. We have a lot of money, and we are rebuilding our armies. I should also take the Thor elites, but I can't. The Slanesh armies are sieging them down, and I don't have an army to fight with them. But other than that, we managed to unite the Nippon as the Flagellants. And now we can finally think about expanding our influence in the Kuresh or Int areas.